Alrighty. I'll probably cut out a lot of this. I was just looking through the available replay matches. It's like a lot of, okay, wins consistently against like Ken, and not that many matches against some of the Bisons or Kuma. A lot of, the most common pattern was like losses against Manon. Now Manon is a character that is broadly considered by Manon players to be a strong matchup against Cammy. And losses against like projectile characters, either Shotos or Guile, or 1JP that you fought, was what I noticed. Yeah, so this is a lot of harassment on this area. That should be like a true block string. Just rapid canceling that into what? That's like -2. That crouch jab. Yeah, Manon's, her stand jab is like -1, I think, and her crouch jab is -2. But her crouch jab goes further on normal hit and drive rush. So yeah, this is a lot of the Manon's kind of stand medium punch is by far her strongest button. It is like kind of hit confirmable into the target combo that she has and kind of not. And it's kind of convertible on counter hit into, like, she could have converted that on counter hit off of the +4 into crouch jab, but she just didn't. And then yeah, so delayed jabs I don't think are particularly effective against Manon because of stand medium punch is like by far her best button. And her crouch medium punch is alright too. But also, you know, this is a character that you can hang out to dry by moving backwards, and she has worse approach options than even any of the other grapplers. That should have been an EX. EX side switch would have been good here. There's a couple variations or routes that you could have done. Also, spinning drive gauge on a combo would have been good. Without level 1, you don't have like the best side switch routes, but still an EX there would have been worthwhile. EX spiral side switch. What did you try here? Because Cammy has no shortage of legitimate meaties here. Delay crouch short, just a mistake on your end. That, okay, this is the most consistent thing. Is like Manon, you have an EXDP, just EXDP, stand medium punch. Every time stand medium punch happens, just pump the EXDP. That's like the most important gimmick thing to practice out of the entire... Out of anything that you can practice against this matchup in particular, or really any grappler, Manon stand medium punch drive rush is like the #1 thing to pump the EXDP against. That was pretty good. Okay, niche thing. I don't know how much you want to personally practice stuff like this, but when they jump back from your forward throw, when you're plus, you can level 1. You can level 1 to chase them down. Now, depending on how close you are, if you're like point blank and they jump back on your forward throw, you can stand heavy kick anti-air them on the jump back. Cammy's DPs go abnormally far horizontally, so if you're quite close, but off of like a crouch heavy drive rush crouch heavy punch walk-in throw, you would need level 1 to be able to chase them down. Now, again, in the previous matches that we did, even when characters like neutral jump you off of your forward throw, you're not always prepared to anti-air those. So that is like a scenario that you can just put into training mode and mindlessly practice that until until it's more stable and you have access to it more readily. That's fine. Yeah. So this, you don't have to like hold up or anything. The overhead is annoying. There's not great ways of beating it. In my opinion, it's like its initial startup frames don't resemble much of anything in such a way so that it is by frame data reactable, but it's kind of inconvenient. On block, I'm pretty sure Cammy should have some pretty decent punishes against it from far away. I think... What is it on block? I literally forget. I thought it was like -9 or something. Anyways, neutral jump is not... it's okay against Manon. It's not as good as it is against Zangief, neutral jump at this distance. And yeah, like I said, many Manon players consider this to be a favorable matchup for her, because the footsies buttons are a bit tricky, and Manon has relatively decent anti-airs. Okay, here, I would say, in this instance, level 1 confirming off of these lights would have been good. It would have put you in a more competitive position, and it would have put Manon all the way into the corner. You had enough drive gauge that you know, it's not that bad to drive rush cancel this to ensure that you put them in the corner. You still would have had more than one bar left. Unlikely that Manon would burn you out and side switch you before you were dead anyways with the current health lead. So, would have been a decision as well. Again, mid-screen is usually... And then once Cammy has level 1, she can basically... Oh yeah, that's just not a real sequence. Trying to do light kick after that, that would never work. Unfortunate. So yeah, this is part of the reason, like, why Cammy players consider this a bad matchup, or Manon players consider this a good matchup. The footsies interactions are not super favorable to Cammy, and they can be quite annoying. Cammy has relatively shitty anti-airs, and Manon's jump heavy kick is really good, especially for a grappler who has otherwise very few ways of getting in. And it's just the way the footsies interactions work out, it's relatively harder for Cammy to corner push in this matchup than it is against the other grapplers. Anyways, I've been talking about that. So yeah, the anti-airs can be a problem. That was just unfortunate. Walk back, holding up. He messed up his combo. A lot of just happenstantial trades on that. And then that, just mashing out in case that he drops something. Kind of questionable. Usually when people drop those kinds of combos, they're not still pressing buttons or holding forward, so... Again, a character like Manon, you can be more patient against, because if you don't give her openings for her buttons to work, she's not going to be chunking your drive gauge like Zangief or Honda are. Her only neutral skip in is forward jump, so long as you're EXDPing every time she does stand medium punch drive rush on block. So you can kind of chill a lot more than you currently are, and just eke out the match and be more cautious of the scenarios. Again, like that. Okay, like that was just an interaction, maybe a bad interaction. But like this, here, is like totally unnecessary to get hit there. Weird. Also, I don't know what you did here off of this drive rush. You didn't go for a meaty. You tried to go all the way in for a throw. I mean, I think just in terms of individual match decisions, this guy has not, like, really respected you for not doing legitimate meaties, so... This is just an interaction that you can look at further. Yeah, Manons probably won't cancel into overhead from that close a lot of the time, but... Yeah. Recognizing the startup and converting your jab check into a full conversion would obviously go some distance. That was not a stand medium punch, so it would have been harder to see, obviously. I don't blame you for getting hit there. Done. Should be done. Okay. Punish. It is -9. I was correct. Niseu, although when you have full drive gauge, again, level 1 or just a drive rush cancel do about the same thing in terms of adding corner carry. Drive rush cancel adds more. And when you have full drive gauge, you might as well spend that first, obviously, instead of super. This is just an unfortunate situation because you had full of both resource. But drive rush cancel probably would have been better here. Because once you're in the corner, the value of spending drive gauge just goes down significantly from mid-screen. And the value of super is, like, still fine. Bad punish. Okay, so this, again, just EXTP this. It's not... Now, the one thing that you're liable to get hit by... again, make sure... This is not true for DP characters, but it would be true for flash kick characters, to make sure that you're EXTPing with a full crouch input, because this Manon did... The first drive rush they did from stand medium punch was into crouch light kick, which would hit you if you just mashed out your DP instead of making sure to do a precise full crouch input. You've been hit by every overhead. That should kill. No? Didn't want to? Okay, so if you weren't going to spend the level 3 for the kill, you're, I guess, confident in this. Okay, one, I disagree with that rationale. In a round where you could clearly easily lose from a very small guess or a very small neutral interaction, because any hit will just, even a light will go into level 3 and kill you from here, I disagree with the notion of saving any amount of super for the final round if you have a very, very strong chance of losing this round. But even if you didn't want to spend level 3 here, what was the initial hit? It was like low forward, right? Low forward drive rush? Okay. Off of this interaction, I'm pretty sure, what was she? I actually wasn't paying attention. Yeah, she was standing, so you could have stand confirmed this into back heavy kick and done heavy spiral arrow level 1, and you would have gotten all the way to the other corner. If you didn't want to spend level 3, again, I disagree with that notion. I think you should just kill here. Personally speaking, I think you should just kill here. Christ. Alright, other loss matches. So again, I noticed a lot of losses to, like, Chun-Li. I mean, you fought the same guy over and over, so maybe it was just this guy, but a lot of losses to projectile characters, Chun-Li's, Juri's, Guile's, JP's, and Ryu's. Lots of Ryu losses. What happened here? That's normal. And then getting counter hit. What were you pressing? You're trying to do like a delay or trying to punch out a medium punch or something. Nice interrupt. Nice. Doesn't say how plus that was. Okay, you've been counter hit or punish countered on your forward jumps that you're not doing into empty jumps. This is a thing that will happen very, very frequently with Cammy. The more you abuse her very strong jump game, is people walking under it if they don't think that you're going to just shallow dive kick in their face. and you've been punish countered consistently, once you see that they've walked out of range of your cross-up, you need to just empty jump. And you still have options on empty jump. When you empty jump, you can land an EXDP. That's something that a lot of players, especially Japanese players or players like Knuckle do, have implemented more into their games. Is like whenever they forward jump and they see that the person's walking too far underneath them, they just land an EXDP right away. It hits 90% of the time. So yeah, that's just a part of like the Kami jump game that, you know, will need to be more of a thing. Good DP. Unfortunate interrupt. And then, okay, here's the thing. Chun-Li has the weakest forward throw in the entire game. Not even close. By far and away the weakest, shittiest forward throw in mid-screen. Now, I understand that you don't want to be back thrown, but, like, she's not that close to you. Just, like, walk backwards or whatever, it's fine. But her strikes are very, very easy and reliable to just abuse and go for. So, I would take way more throws from Chun-Li and not get hit by stuff like this. There we go. That's what you wanted to do earlier, I think. Challenge after the very minus on block Chun-Li light punches. I might even suggest using stand light kick to challenge Chun-Li in those gaps instead of crouch medium punch. Just in case. I mean, it gives you, you know, 5-framer versus a 7-framer, especially if you're already going to go into drive rush cancel anyways. I think stand light kick will give you more consistency. Nice-oo. Could have killed. Nice-oo. Yeah. This is kind of what I expected when I saw all the losses to, like, projectile characters, as I was expecting these kind of interactions. Yeah. A bunch of this. A lot of little scrambles between both of you. Would have been good to spend CA there, probably. Tricky. Not a thing you see happen very often. Wall jump. Again, same exact interaction. He walked underneath you, and you didn't see it in time, and you still hit the jump button. Nice. Again, that's not especially when you shimmy, you know that the opponent's going to be standing. When it's a throw whiff that you see, don't do crouch fierce stand heavy punch target combo. Stand heavy punch target combo into level 1 on the ground is never good. It's never, like, the right thing. Okay, do back heavy kick, or drive rush back heavy kick, heavy spiral arrow, level 1, or if you want to, the harder execution version of that. More corner carry, and more damage and everything. Ooh, weird. Yeah, he's represented that twice now. Then no interrupt on the jump in. So he's kind of just moving in and out at his own leisure. That was good. Again, would have been good to, you know, spend some resources. You could have, so on counter hit +7, and you have plenty of drive gauge, you could have put him in the corner. You could do crouch, medium punch, drive rush, back heavy kick, heavy spiral arrow, level 1, you'll put him in the corner. If you have a level 1, it is safe to say, off of any, like, decent medium hit, you can put the opponent in the corner if you have, like, 4 drive gauge. Reasonably. Okay, another hasty challenge. Let me see what button you challenged with. Crouch medium kick again. Yeah. Your approach is kind of stalled a bit because, yeah, you're getting anti-aired in that capacity, although you're not usually taking that much damage from it. And, but yeah. The anti-airs are now, there are things you could do with your jump game that can still deal with this. Again, you can do more shallow dive kicks to keep your spacings tricky. You can adjust the ranges that you jump and things. This probably, I would imagine, just caught you off guard with how far away you were anti-aired from, but that's part of the matchup. Yeah. And so, if you're limiting yourself to only Cammy's built-in approach options, which is like jump, dive kick, and heavy spin knuckle, etc., and you're not really pushing that much of the issue on the ground in just the footsies game or even representing drive rush, then it's probably not like the trickiest thing to contest and interrupt if the player is playing in a zony style. And then, you know, if their zoning makes you kind of, like, passive, then it's quite easy for them to just go in and out on you. What did you challenge here off of this? Stand medium punch? Crouch medium punch again. Yeah, I mean, Chun-Li's are just going to default to doing that block string, like, probably a lot. And, yeah, that's only the 5-frame gap. So again, like the same sort of autopilot sequence from this like Chun-Li that's like catching you counter hit. In these circumstances, it is safer and easier to, when you see like a light and you want to challenge the gap, because you know that there's a gap. That's obviously why you keep challenging, because you know that there's a big gap between -3 stand light punch and the next medium. Challenge it by reacting to it and do it trying to fish perfect parry on it. When you see the light and you think the medium is going to come next, tap parry. It's safer and easier because you don't have to react as fast. And if you're in mid-screen especially, even if you get punish counter thrown, Chun-Li's throw fucking sucks ass and she doesn't get Oki even from punish counter throw in mid-screen. No conversion. That one also could have been level 1. It's fine. That one could have been a much bigger combo, obviously. Could have easily killed off of that. Done. Easy. One saving grace of all these interactions is that this guy's not drive rushing after he anti-airs, so the pressure that he puts on you after you get anti-aired is relatively light. So, you can probably just keep jumping. Okay, let's see this. This is an interaction where there's a lot of complex combo routes, but in this circumstance, I would say jump cancel level 2 would be good. I mean, the problem with, like, being able to, like, when you get punish counter dive kick and you can get back medium punch target combo, there are so many different routes that are, like, comparable in value, it's hard for me to pin it down. I'd actually say, scrap what I just said. Do jump cancel, jump medium punch, EX dive kick level 1. Just stick to that. If it'll get the corner, which, if you're in the middle of the stage, level 1 will always get the corner. Tragic. Again, so that same sequence, right? When you see the stand jab and you know the crouch medium kick's coming, try to react to the stand jab and then fish perfect parry on the crouch medium kick. He's done that a lot. He's done that like 3 or 4 times now. Crouch medium kick into straight throw. Again, light pressure off of that. Yeah, when she gets close, it's actually a lot easier for you to jump at her. So when she does like stand jab, crouch medium kick on block, then you can immediately jump dive kick, challenge, backdash, if you just want to check space or anything, walk up jab, etc. Both your immediate actions and your movements are kind of getting tuned into passivity as you're dealing with this zony style. Again, that could have been a drive rush cancel. You're in the middle of the stage, drive rush cancel, especially with full drive gauge, you'll get the corner. Small note, but when you do low forward drive rush, if you do drive rush stand jab, you'll always slide a little bit closer and you won't have to micro walk up to throw if you're really far away. This is not a note for you, but this Chun-Li player should be doing drive rush crouch light kick instead of stand jab, because drive rush stand jab is only +1 for Chun-Li. Yeah. So this guy actually seems pretty stable on EXDP on those fake drive rush cancels, which, you know, is something that you probably need to do because he's abusing the fact that you're not doing that a lot. That was just, you know, that makes sense. Also, again, Chun-Li, like, whenever she's doing lights, her next immediate action is either going to be crouch medium kick or back medium punch. And this Chun-Li does not do back medium punch, really, in any of those circumstances. She doesn't do, like, stand jab back medium punch. It's just the low forward. So, again, even if you're if you're not currently able to or whatever fish for perfect parry on it, you can also just forward jump dive kick after in any close range pressure. If she's like staggering lights or something or does stand jab, just hold up forward. You won't get counter hit, and you'll leave yourself slightly open because it's not like frame 1. If you do it too late, you'll still get hit by the crouch medium kick, but Nice-oo. Again, that could have been a back medium punch. After you confirmed light kick into stand jab, after the stand jab, you could have done back medium punch. Oops. A lot of needless errors. A lot of just, like, consistency stuff. Nice. That is not... When you already get the corner, that's not worthwhile. And in fact, it neuters the combo a bit. I would say off of this, yeah, just stand heavy punch. The combo is the optimal combo here is actually very simple. Drive rush, crouch heavy punch, stand heavy punch, target combo, light spiral arrow, medium uppercut. Yeah, sadly, Cammy's combos are not that complicated in a lot of these circumstances. Actually, technically, optimal combo, an arguably more optimal combo than what I just said, would have been jump in, heavy kick, straight into back heavy kick, into drive rush, stand heavy punch, target combo, into medium spiral arrow. That being, and that's like similar value, but it only costs 1 drive gauge instead of 3. But, that's only like a niche. That is admittedly a niche thing, and totally unnecessary for you to implement, I would say. But that being able to like do a basic hit, like a counter hit crouch fierce or a jump in straight into back heavy kick, into drive rush, stand heavy punch, into either spiral arrow uppercut all the way in the corner, or stand heavy punch target combo into spiral arrow near the corner, are both, like, the most optimal ways that Cammy can spend drive gauge when she's at or near the corner. Oh, shit. Damn. It's crazy. This guy's fucking crazy. Okay. Note, meaningless note that's not for you, but this Cammy player should have converted this into level 2. Yeah, he's very consistent on the anti-airs, so it's not... this is not at a spacing where you could have gotten the corner from a drive rush cancel, so that's fine. You could have with a drive rush cancel plus a level 1, but it's like, whatever. Totally unnecessary. Again, yeah, like... You've really basically done very, like almost no approaches just on the ground. You haven't just done, like, a solid just walk up into, like, a stand jab or walk all the way up proactively into, like, a low forward drive rush. You've not done a lot of that. So, like, he's only really looking for one thing, basically. And maybe the occasional, like, heavy knuckle. And it's not like he throws a lot of fireballs or anything. It's not like he's actually playing in a style that would warrant that. And the other problem is not, obviously Cammy's a jump character, but the other actual problem is that your jumps are, like, quite consistent. They're not like you're not getting weird with it enough. You're not doing, like, shallow jumps into immediate shallow dive kicks to mess with the distance or the spacing. You're not jumping at weird timings or distances. So again, any of this, you've got full drive gauge, just drive rush cancel and fucking apply pressure. You're also not doing a lot of getting pretty close and then doing EX dive kick, which would make it a lot harder for them to anti-air. That's clearly something he's looking for and practiced for. Post-throw tech, EXDP on Spiral Arrow. Which is funny, because I'm pretty sure you can probably just backdash and punish it, but... Okay, this is an underrated and obnoxious tool, this down forward heavy kick, but just parry it. Try to perfect parry, but if you miss it, it's like whatever. I mean, it sucks. It's obviously like the Chun-Li gets offense, but that was good. Yeah, I just don't like that, like, you're never, like, really pressing the issue or, like, approaching on the ground, but you're also not ready for the anti-airs, which is, like, a big missing point. Like, it says to me that you're clearly looking for something on the ground, that you're, like, trying too hard to do something that is not yielding you any reward for the thing that you're trying to do. And it would be more practical to just, like, force the issue and do things that are patently and obviously effective. Like that. Yeah. That's fine. That's just a guess. It's whatever. Could have spent a level 1 on the previous conversion. After the drive rush light kick, crouch medium punch, you could have done a conversion that would have used level 1 to get him all the way to the corner. But again, he's done this over and over. He's done so much just like drive rush, crouch medium kick into that. Now, it is not worth it to start teching against this because, one, Chun-Li's forward throw is like a joke, and she gets no offense from it, so it's not the worst thing. But also, mainly because Chun-Li has access to, if you did start teching, Chun-Li has access to drive rush, forward heavy kick, which will just punish counter you for like a bazillion damage if you started teching. So it's not worth it to start teching there, but just, you know, EXDP option selecting the fake drive rush stuff would be better. Oh, wow. I'm pretty sure you could have killed or almost killed anyways. Whatever. Yeah, that makes sense. That's just tricky offense. Admittedly, this guy seems very good in a number of the ways in which he approached the match. Nice. Yeah, there's another... I'm noticing, like, a lot of, like, the frequencies with which you choose certain options are, like, kind of skewed against some of these characters, or maybe just it was in the headspace you were in when you played all these matches. Because it's like, that's another, like, drive rush crouch jab in a stand medium punch. You're not shimmying, you're not very frequently throwing after that. You're not, like, doing, like, a delayed low or something, or doing anything tricky. You're kind of, like, defaulting to, like, simple and often repetitive action. Punish? You might have been able to punish that. I don't know. Sometimes that distance is deceptive. Oh, frankly, I think in this matchup, if you block this and you're pretty close, if you're on this half of the screen, just drive reversal it. It's a guaranteed knockdown, and Cammy, if you drive rush after the drive reversal, you get Oki. Or you at least get a meaty, and then you can start applying pressure, and you'll knock him all the way to the corner. It's an underrated thing that I don't think people do enough against Guile, is a lot of his buttons in the mid-range are guaranteed drive reversal points. Yep, that's fine. I am fine with, like, the hesitation and the passivity in, like, when you get to, like, the mid-range, but I don't like how stationary your movement becomes when you get in that, like, close position to them. Another stand medium punch. Again, drive rush, crouch jab, stand medium punch. Here's the thing. If you're fighting Guile specifically, if you just adjusted it in your button interactions to do more crouch medium punch, drive rush, crouch light kick, that's a true block string that will fuck with his ability to buffer an EX flash kick in the gap, and it will drastically hurt his defensive options when you drive rush cancel stuff in the long run. So yeah, I am fine with the hesitation, but I just don't like the range at which you're staying at. Especially when, yeah. Nice-oo. It's fine. Nice. Definitely, if you had done like a more proper conversion off of this, you could have easily killed without spinning any super, but it doesn't really matter. Does not matter significantly. I mean, it's nice to have level 3 against a projectile character, but... Oh, just take the trade on this every time. When he does the 0 on block knee, just take the trade. Just 4-framer. There's no real... There's like very little downside to just doing the 4-framer. Especially when he drive rushes from this far, it's not even possible for him to charge like EX flash kick to do right away after the back light kick. So just trade with his 4-framer. It's much better than just taking the guess and the offense. Yeah, that's fine. Again, I think like I said, the other combo route is better. The simple combo route to go for here is drive rush, cancel this, crouch fierce, stand fierce, target combo, light spiral arrow, medium uppercut. The like more advanced, technically more optimal thing would be going straight from the punish counter, crouch fierce to back roundhouse, drive rush, stand fierce, target combo, medium spiral arrow. Nice-oo. Oh, nice conversion. Beautiful. That's just unfortunate. I don't disagree with the decision at all. Yep, that'll just happen in this game. Oh, one thing in these kind of matchups, again, another part of the jump game, just like I was talking about with, like, when the opponent is clearly walking under you, make sure to not press a jump in button, and also sometimes fish for like a perfect parry or an EXDP when you land. Another part of it is, again, in a similar situation like this, empty jump at this range, then just tap parry when you land. It's very effective because, again, players will constantly try to check you and control you with like a poke at the space you land if they can't anti-air. Empty jump at this range, tap parry is very, very good, and it's a huge part of the jump game of in any character's jump game. Especially when a jump game is necessary, like in these matchups. Try to shimmy, but still haven't thrown him after that. That doesn't reach from there. Yeah. That has no range. Literally don't even use it. It doesn't work in this matchup. Level 3 is like your default super anti-projectile tool. Level 2 is like pretty niche in the ranges that it works, and it generally doesn't work when you're approaching a projectile character. It's usually like if a projectile character does like a button into a projectile, you can, as a cancel, you can buffer the level 2 and react to it. Nice. Nice! Yes. I like that shit. Air throws are really underrated in this game. Not a lot of characters have them, but they're so good. Okay, so this is going to be like part of the main kit of a lot of these characters that have like these like fat fucking buttons that they just fish for damage constantly. And that's like one of the really annoying parts of playing characters like Ryu. Ken could do the same thing, but Ken players don't always play in the same way because Ken doesn't get as much damage from just mashing Stand Fierce. And Ryu gets more value from de-incentivizing you from pressing buttons because he can just get in with that forward heavy punch when you're blocking. To be honest, there's not enough Ryu players that I can confidently tell you how you should play against him. But, yeah, this is like... Oh, by the way, this is... Whenever I play any Shoto, I've been playing a lot of Terry, and I fight a lot of Camis constantly. My most basic action when I play like a Shoto, like a character with an uppercut and a fireball, is I'll just randomly backdash in neutral. And that's what you'll see from a lot of these interactions. Ryu, again, just random backdash in neutral. If you jump or dive kick, he uppercuts. If you didn't take to the air, he'll just throw a fireball. That is super common Shoto gameplay against against Cammy. Yeah, see? Just random backdash. What's he doing during that? He is buffering an uppercut. He's also throwing out a lot of YOLO sweep shit, but when he whiffs buttons, which is kind of the way that Ryu players use his Stand Fierce also. It is a whiff punishable button, but he's like banking on you to be too worried about reacting too slowly to stuff because he throws out a lot of shit after he whiffs. So a lot of okie dokes and attacking your mental stack by forcing you to react sharply to his chaotic whiffing. Again, a lot of the Shoto basic default, especially against Cammy, do anything, backdash, and every time he backdashes, that's an anti-air. He is buffering DP every time. So the problem with these matches for Cammy, well, I mean, Cammy is like probably like good against Shotos, but the problem with these matches, especially against Ryu, because Ryu has this fat fucking heavy punch, is that, and he has forward heavy punch, is that, like, you need to walk further forwards before you forward jump in order to make it difficult for him to anti-air or backdash anti-air. So you need to walk a lot further forwards before you start the jump offense, or jump from further away. The easiest thing to do against a Shoto is just jump from further away, and then see what's going on. And when you jump from further away with Cammy, you can either land in perfect parry, you can land and do nothing, you can do a shallow dive kick to cut your momentum even further, and then forward jump again to wig him out, or you can do a late dive kick when you've almost landed and extend the distance of your jump attack to surprise him. There's a lot of more tools that you can do with a far away jump that can't be reliably anti-aired. Okay. So this, I do not recommend this for Chun-Li specifically because Chun-Li has drive rush forward heavy kick, but against most of these other characters, when they drive rush cancel, just do a delay back throw. Like, do a delay tech just in case, if you're not ready to EXDP, or if you're in burnout like this, just do a delay tech more frequently, and it will tech their fake-ass throws. They don't have a great capacity to shimmy you in those instances. They have to do a precisely timed delay button to catch your delay tech, and also delay tech will have the advantage of beating these cancels into overheads. Yeah, no throw after the drive rush in. Nice. Punish. No anti-air. And then no anti-air, and he got out of the corner. So that's an issue. Just default to air throw, I would say. Jump back air throw. Let's see. 2 throws. Both, you got counter hit both times in the previous. You're trying to... That time, you gambled... Yeah, both times you gambled on wake up low forward to catch a shimmy. I'll be honest, I don't even imagine this player is the kind of guy who would do a normal shimmy. I'd imagine if he shimmies, he'll, like, neutral jump or some shit. Fine. Let's see. Again, just random. You see, every time he just randomly backdashes, every time he's pumping a DP. That is all for anti-airing. Level 1 may have been decent here, or if you wanted to do a drive rush cancel, you would put yourself at like 1.1, which is pretty annoying against a character like Ryu, who has like stand fierce and forward fierce. You don't meaty throw that often, I'll say. You've not been. That could have been an EX dive kick, would have been worth spending there. Jump, EX dive kick, light spiral arrow, medium uppercut. Or even a level 2. Punish. Let's see. -8. I think low forward could have connected, but if it couldn't have... I'm not sure. I think low forward would have connected, though. Let's see. How did you get hit here? Oh, yeah, just another flinging out that heavy punch. It's like a big problem. You don't want to block it. You don't want to get hit by it. You don't want to whiff buttons and have it just auto combo into everything. I mean, he's not really throwing... Okay, this was not like a clutch thing from him. That we're not punish countered. You could have anti-aired that. When people back jump away from Cammy's dive kick, she can usually anti-air them with an uppercut. Again, it's like a lot of these are repeating interactions. Guy neutral jumps. You wait for him to land, and then you do low forward, drive rush jab, and then you do a strike, and you don't throw him. That was good. I like that, like, extra long walk up. Especially against the way this guy's playing. He doesn't throw a lot of fireballs. He mostly just hangs out and just pumps backdashes. Level 3 would have been worthwhile there because you're going to get burnt out or die here. Yeah, Cammy does not have a great convenient tool to deal with that -8 thing from far away. That's fine. Although, again, like, the problem scenario came from just not spending level 3 earlier. Anti-air. God damn it. Man, Ryu players are fucked up. There's something wrong with them. Alright. Weird approach from this guy so far. Oh, that was sick, though. I think in, like, these matchups where you perceive it as, like, zony and thus difficult to approach on the ground, your air approach is quite predictable. You also do stand medium kick in places that I don't understand. Like if that was just stand medium punch, you would have comboed him and killed him. But, I mean, like, I think you're kind of overestimating the degree to which, like, just doing something like walk up, stand, jab. It's not like their lateral ground control is not, like, more dangerous for you than it is when you fight any other footsies-based character. Just, like, move in. Fucking kill him. That was good? Oh, shit. I really thought you got to the other side. Damn! You rarely see shit like that. Okay, so a lot of needless error. So this is like a surprise interaction. It will happen if like players start holding up defensively. If you do it into straight crouch heavy punch, they will get 1 frame airborne, so that will happen. But then you did like a sequence that could not have possibly reached. I think you're a bit, like, your dive kicking is, like, too concerned with spacing your dive kicks to be plus, and you need to, like, attack them more directly. You need to attack the space that they are at faster and more aggressively. And it's fine if your dive kick is minus. Like, it's not that bad of a situation. You can just let them do a crouch jab or something. You can fish for a perfect parry. You have options. You can normal jump like that. That's good. Okay, again, when you don't have level 1, this combo is never optimal. Literally, under no circumstances is it ever optimal. Anytime you do it, you could have just done crouch fear, stand fierce target combo instead, which is literally just better. Oh, there's some, like, anti-EX amnesia tech that most characters have access to. You can do just, like, let's say, I'll show you in the lab later, but, like, let's say this happens. Just do, let me think, crouch, medium punch, light, spin knuckle should be good. And that will make it, like, impossible, like, almost impossible for him to do anything to you. Again, another medium punch. You've not thrown, like, almost any of these opponents so far after drive rushing in. Nice. Do you have a combo for this? Which drive gauge do you have at the start? Okay, there may have been a more optimal route. Start going straight into back heavy punch and then doing a double drive rush. I'll look at the lab, but that was a normal, good combo. It didn't matter, it killed. Drive rush cancel would have been good here. Again, you're at about mid-screen. Drive rush cancel would have gotten you to the corner. Another drive rush, crouch medium kick, drive rush, crouch jab, into stand medium punch. You've not implemented any of that, like, crouch heavy punch at close range. Like, you're not doing, like, stand jab, crouch heavy punch, or drive rush jab into straight crouch heavy punch. Any of those ways to make your offense trickier. think, like, the matchup interactions are that bad. I think there's, like, a psychological influence where you're considering them to be more zony and dangerous than they really are, and you could just approach them kind of more normally. You're losing a lot of these just interactions from, like, a moment of hesitation or, like, not choosing the right button or whatever. You could do a lot more stand heavy kick. I don't think JP has a lot of answers to that. And the main thing I would say is just that your, like, straightforward mix is kind of light. And certain interactions like that, where you clearly make, like, the wrong matchup decision. Anyways, really quickly, let me just, show what I mean about the anti-amnesia tech. Jappy. As you can see. So how plus are you after, like, a light? You're about, like, +8 or so. So you could do, like, stand fierce, light spin knuckle. And the way the game works is that if you do anything with forward momentum, any special move with forward momentum, like spin knuckle, it fucks with the tracking on his bombs, and it locks him into block stun in such a way that he can't really convert. Maybe he could get a spike off of this, but he often can't. There. If you do medium spike, yeah, if you do it into medium, well, you have to do light to make it gapless, but if you do that, you can only get hit by one of the bombs because the spin knuckle breaks the tracking on the bombs. I couldn't tell you why, but that's how the game works consistently for the entire cast. And it locks him into block stun, and then it's very inconvenient for him to combo off of this with hardly anything. I don't think he can combo off of it with spike directly. Especially if you were to do medium like that. Other characters have better options, like, for example, like, most characters have an option like this, where if they do a light on EX Amnesia, there, like that. You have, like, some special cancel you can do, locks him into block stun, the bombs can't hit you, and you control the corner and JP doesn't get out. And usually he can't get anything off of that. And that's in addition to just the fact that you can try to throw him and then if he gets thrown, it loses, and if he throw techs, then you only have to block, like, one of the bombs. So yeah.